Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs board a plane leaving Kansas for Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. The Kansas City Chiefs are in the midst of a dynastic run with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, and they have a chance to earn a never-before-achieved Super Bowl three-peat in 2025. But it wasn't always smooth sailing for the Chiefs in the postseason. Kansas City played in 2 of the first 4 editions of the Super Bowl before going half a century without returning to the sport's biggest stage, but thanks to Mahomes and Andy Reid, Kansas City has established itself as one of the NFL's most successful franchises. Their stock should only continue to go up as the 29-year-old Mahomes enters his prime. Kansas City's first 2 Super Bowl appearances came in the first 4 years of the event's existence. The Chiefs lost Super Bowl I and won Super Bowl IV before enduring a 50-year championship game hiatus. The Chiefs have now appeared in the Super Bowl 5 times in the last 6 seasons. That includes back-to-back wins in Super Bowl 57 over the Eagles and Super Bowl 58 over the San Francisco 49ers. The Chiefs have won 4 of the 6 Super Bowls in which they have played. Their 4 wins are tied with the Green Bay Packers and New York Giants for the 5th most in NFL history. Only the New England Patriots, 6, Pittsburgh Steelers, 6, Dallas Cowboys, 5, and 49ers, 5, have won victories in the big game than the Chiefs. They can move into the top 4 with a victory over the Eagles in Super Bowl 59. The Chiefs are appearing in the Super Bowl for a 3rd consecutive season and for the 5th time in the last 6 years. The lone championship game in which they have not participated since 2020 is Super Bowl 56, which saw the Los Angeles Rams defeat the Cincinnati Bengals 24-21. The Chiefs' first Super Bowl appearance was in the inaugural event against the Green Bay Packers. Bart Starr and Max McGee had big games for Green Bay, which ended up winning the first Super Bowl 35-10. Len Dawson had his moment a few years later in Super Bowl IV. The Chiefs quarterback led his team to a decisive 16-point victory over the Minnesota Vikings in that contest. The Chiefs didn't make it back to the Super Bowl again for 50 years after Dawson's victory. Reid and Mahomes have since turned Kansas City into a dynasty and have given them a chance to make NFL history with a three-peat on the table in Super Bowl 59. Below is a look at the scores and results from the Chiefs' Super Bowl appearances in order. With a trip to Super Bowl 59, Patrick Mahomes will have a chance to lead the Kansas City Chiefs to the first three-peat of the Super Bowl era. He can join the other 3 quarterbacks with 4 Super Bowl championships or more, a list that includes Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana and Tom Brady. Yet that has led to another comparison with Mahomes, who is in rare air, as in Air Jordan. Is the Chiefs' run comparable to the Chicago Bulls of the 1990s, when Michael Jordan led the franchise to 6 NBA championships in 8 years? Is Mahomes blocking other QBs from titles like Jordan blocked other NBA players in that run? Is Mahomes loved or hated more than Jordan? Everybody has to choose a team they go against or that they feel is getting help from someone, DeAndre Hopkins said via The Score on January 27. Everybody has to choose a villain, and it's easy to choose someone who's winning as much as our guy is. How can Patrick Mahomes be the villain? The same way Tom Brady could be, and the same way Michael Jordan was. Why do people still talk about MJ pushing off, before hitting the game-winning shot over Brian Russell in the 1997-98 NBA Finals, almost 30 years later? Because he's one of the greatest to ever do it. And when he won his 6th, some people were tired of watching him win. Here are the comparisons between Mahomes and Jordan in the postseason. Patrick Mahomes versus Michael Jordan comparison. Patrick Mahomes' postseason record: the Chiefs beat the Bills 32-29 in the AFC Championship game, and Mahomes improved to 17-3 in the postseason with Kansas City. He has led the Chiefs to 5 Super Bowl appearances, and he will have a chance to lead Kansas City past Philadelphia for the team's 4th Super Bowl title in 6 seasons. It's a remarkable run considering Mahomes is only 29 years old. Michael Jordan postseason record: Jordan led the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships in 13 seasons from 1984 to 98. The Bulls were 30-7 in playoff series with Jordan, and they were 6-0 in the NBA Finals in that stretch. Chicago won 3 straight NBA championships from 1991 to 93 and 1996 to 98. Patrick Mahomes vs AFC QBs. Here is an amazing stat: Mahomes is 14-2 as a starter in the AFC playoffs. The only 2 AFC quarterbacks to beat Mahomes in the postseason are Tom Brady, who led New England to a 37-31 victory against Kansas City in the 2018 AFC Championship, and Joe Burrow, who led Cincinnati to a 27-24 victory in the 2021 AFC Championship. Both of those games went to overtime. Buffalo's Josh Allen is the only quarterback that has lost to the Chiefs multiple times in the postseason with Mahomes at quarterback. The Bills are 0-4 in playoff matchups where Mahomes and Allen are the quarterbacks. Mahomes also led the Chiefs to victories in the AFC Championship game against Lamar Jackson and Baltimore in 2023 and the Burrow-led Bengals in 2022. Allen, Jackson and Burrow are a combined 1-6 in the postseason against Mahomes. The rest of the AFC quarterbacks who have lost one playoff start against Mahomes include Andrew Luck, Deshaun Watson, Ryan Tannehill, Baker Mayfield, Ben Roethlisberger, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa and C.J. Stroud. By now, get the cheapest Super Bowl 59 tickets at StubHub. Michael Jordan vs Eastern Conference. Jordan took a little longer to gain control of the Eastern Conference in the NBA. The Bulls lost in the first round to Milwaukee once and Boston twice from 1985 to 87, and Jordan endured 3 consecutive losses to the Pistons from 1988 to 90. At that point, Chicago was 5-6 in playoff series with Jordan. That changed in 1990 to 91. Chicago embarked on the first of those 6 championship runs, and Jordan only lost one more playoff series, the 1995 Eastern Conference semifinals against Orlando, and that was a year in which Jordan returned from retirement during the regular season. The Bulls won the other 25 playoff series from 1990 to 1998. The Bulls beat the New York Knicks in 5 playoff series with Jordan throughout his career. New York featured Hall of Fame center Patrick Ewing, which would be the equivalent to Allen and Buffalo in this comparison. The Knicks reached the 1994 NBA Finals while Jordan was retired. Jordan also tormented the Cleveland Cavaliers with 4 series victories and the Miami Heat with 3 series victories in the Eastern Conference. During the 6 NBA championship runs, Chicago beat Detroit, Cleveland, New York, Orlando, Miami, and Indiana. The Pacers featured Reggie Miller, another Hall of Fame player who did not reach the NBA Finals until Jordan retired. Patrick Mahomes in Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is 3-1 in the Super Bowl, and he won the Super Bowl MVP award in all 3 victories. The Chiefs won Super Bowl 54 with a 31-20 victory against San Francisco before losing Super Bowl 55 to Tom Brady-led Tampa Bay 31-9 the following season. Now, Mahomes has a chance to finish off a three-peat. The Chiefs beat the Eagles 35-32 in Super Bowl 57 and the 49ers 25-22 in Super Bowl 58. Mahomes' Super Bowl victories are against Jimmy Garoppolo, Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy. Hurts did finish second in the NFL MVP voting in 2022. Mahomes averages 267.8 passing yards per game with 7 TDs and 5 interceptions in those Super Bowl appearances. Michael Jordan in NBA Finals. Jordan was 6-0 in the NBA Finals and won 6 NBA Finals MVP awards. In the first three-peat, the Bulls beat the Lakers, Trail Blazers, and Suns. The second three-peat featured victories against the Sonics and back-to-back NBA Finals against the Jazz. There was a time Andy Reid was a sympathetic figure, a champion of the regular season seemingly destined to be an all-time bridesmaid on the NFL sideline, through 13 seasons.